Professor of Law at Birkbeck College, University of London, Bill Bowring. Thanks for joining us today.
Very nice to be here with you.
Thank you. So let's start with Abdullah Ocalan has been imprisoned on İmralı Island for 21 years now, for most part held in solitary confinement and forbidden from contacting his lawyers, family, or friends. How do you view these conditions in which Öcalan is held?
Well, I mean, Öcalan is alive, and of course, initially the Turkish government wanted to execute him, and they were stopped by the European Court of Human Rights. But the conditions in which he's being kept, I think, are really inhuman and dreadful. And I've been following this for quite a few years. Some years ago, I met his brother and talked about what the situation is there for him. I know the European Committee for the Prevention of Torture have been there more than once to check on what is happening. But I think to be kept for so many years in solitary confinement is really impossible for him, and really a very serious violation of his rights by Turkey.
Let's move on to another situation. During the peace negotiations between the Kurdish movement and Turkish state, talks were held together with Öcalan on İmralı Island. What do you think is the importance of the Öcalan for a peaceful solution of the Kurdish question?
Well, we all know that some years ago, Öcalan's proposals did meet with some kind of a response. And there was an improvement of the overall situation in Turkey, and in particular for the Kurds. But since the Turkish army has been operating in Syria and committing really dreadful violations there, we had the extremely bad situation in Diyarbakir and near there. And of course, since the alleged coup attempt, things have got worse and worse for the Kurds. So I'm sure that Mr. Öcalan did his best, but the time when Mr. Erdogan and his party were prepared to do anything about peace has passed several years ago.
Öcalan is a prolific writer and thinker, having written many books and a strong advocate for peace. What do you think about Öcalan's ideas and his commitment to the peace in the region?
Well, he's been writing a lot. I do completely disagree with him on his analysis and his proposals for the future, most of them. And his outlook is for a third way between capitalism and socialism. Myself, I'm much more inclined to a Marxist point of view. But I really admire Mr. Öcalan's productivity, the fact that he has kept writing, and how seriously he takes all these issues.
Since Öcalan's imprisonment, there has been a global campaign for freedom for Öcalan. What do you think about this campaign and its importance for achieving peace in the region?
Well, I support the campaign, and I've just received the International Day Remember Öcalan, held for more than 2 decades, etc., from Peace in Kurdistan, and there is my name. So I've been supporting this for a long time, and I'm very glad to see so many people with whom I agree on other issues who are also patrons of peace in Kurdistan.
Do you think Öcalan is a key to sustainability and peace in the region? How would you comment on that?
Well, I think the Turkish government must set him free as soon as possible. He's been there for much longer than any conceivable sentence. And I think once he is free, then he will be an extremely important factor in bringing about peace in Turkey and peace with Kurdistan. I mean, however, when we look now at what's happening to the HDP and its leaders, if Mr. Öcalan was to be freed at the present time, I'm quite sure he would be arrested again and join not only the HDP leaders in prison, but also many of my colleagues who are lawyers in Turkey who are being prosecuted and persecuted in general, and quite a few of them are in prison at the present moment. So there are a lot of us, particularly my colleagues in the CHD and the ÖHD in Turkey, who are campaigning, as I say, those who are not presently in custody. Situation in Turkey at the moment is getting worse rather than better. But I'm sure that to free Mr. Ocalan would be a really important step.
Dear Bill Bowring, a professor of law at Birkbeck College and University of London, thanks for joining us. Thank you for your valuable comments today.
Well, very nice talking to you. Stay in touch.
Thank you. Thank you.